according to the police, they are saying these illegal immigrants are not 4,000, but 400, between 350 to 400. And then 4,000, someone who reported that news just chose to add an extra zero. So it was over exaggeration. And they also say that these illegal immigrants, Zamas who are trapped underground, they are carrying guns, they are heavily armed, and they're dangerous. But I will play a video and give an opportunity to listen to this beautiful police. She's very beautiful. She speaks well. She's well articulated. But of course, I don't want her. She's not my type. I'm just saying she's beautiful. Like, she speaks well. Listen to her explain to you the story.
Well, a very good evening, and thank you for the opportunity. In terms of the numbers, Xoli, we do feel that the numbers are being exaggerated. We have pulled all resources and mobilized maximum resources to work on this particular case. We have been collecting information. We've got our intelligence operatives on the ground that are working closely with key stakeholders. We have managed to estimate the numbers to be between 350 and 400. We don't dispute that there are hundreds of illegal miners that are underground and refuse to resurface, but we are only disputing the exaggeration of the thousands that are still stuck underground.
So where do you put that figure? I think you may have put it in the hundreds.
Yeah, we are putting the figure to be between 350 and 400 illegal miners that are still underground and refuse to resurface. We have been making this call to all illegal miners to resurface, and I think as a responsible government, we have gone to great lengths to try and communicate to ensure that all these illegal miners resurface safely. We've gone as far as writing posters or drafting posters, sending them down to the shafts, sending a negotiator as well. We've even gone as far as allowing water and food to be delivered down to these illegal miners to allow them to gain strength so that they will be able to come out. But even those efforts fell on, deaf ears. We are now at a situation where we are aware that these illegal miners refuse to resurface, they refuse to cooperate with the SAPS, and we have no choice but to stamp the authority of the state. And I think it's important to indicate that we are not backing down as law enforcement. We have a responsibility to prevent and combat all incidents of criminality, and illegal mining is one of them. We are not backing down. As you can see behind me, police officers that are deployed to combat illegal mining operations. Day shift is making way for the night shift. They have been working hard, dedicated in combating these types of illegal mining activities that we are seeing in this area.
That's very interesting, Brigadier, because in the last few days, there has been the situation, especially through our reporter based in the Northwest, that the police at a certain time would pack up and go. But you are suggesting now that the police are going to be stationed there day and night. Do I have that correct?
Absolutely. We've been running this particular operation for several months, where we employed a strategy to ensure that we block the provision of food, water, necessities to underground, all these shafts, as a form of forcing these illegal miners to resurface. So our operations are 24/7. We do have members that are static at all these abandoned, disused legal mining shafts that are just waiting to ensure that when they do resurface, They are processed and arrested, and I must indicate that when they do resurface, we do inspect them. There are police officers that are standing there with metal detectors to detect whether or not they do have gold-bearing material with them, whether or not they have firearms with them. So today we saw about 4 resurfacing. Unfortunately, one decomposed body was brought up. We have registered an inquest to determine the circumstances surrounding the death of this particular illegal miner who was brought up this afternoon.
Yeah, and that exactly is where I want to lead to next, because the language that I've been observing from yourself, Brigadier Mate, is that these are people who refuse to come out. Today, you have seen evidence of a death from underground, and you say this is a decomposing body. And it talks to what some people are saying. These are people who are facing a perilous situation, basically a life-threatening situation. They do want to come out, but they seem to be stuck because they have no energy because of resources or replenishments that have basically been blocked from going underground, whether it's water or food. Why are you intent on this narrative that says they refusing to come out? They have the capacity to come out on their own, but they are refusing. Where do you get that information from?
Well, Koli, we must make it quite clear, as the SAPS and as law enforcement, we are not going to be allowing any police officer to go down there, any SANDF member to go down there. We have been reliably told by the mine owner, as well as the Departments of Minerals, Resources and Energy, that this disused and abandoned mine is not safe. It would be inhumane to allow people to go down and operate, and especially police officers who serve and protect the people of this country with dedication and commitment. So let's make it quite clear. We do believe where we are standing that we have provided ample time for all these illegal miners to resurface. We are investigating allegations that there are gangs down there that are preventing some illegal miners from resurfacing. There's a lot of intimidation and so on. But we have made that call. We are not backing down. We do understand from what we have been told from those that have been down there that the situation is a bit dire. People are falling ill, but we are making that call to say, here is your opportunity, resurface. As soon as you're resurfaced, there are emergency services that are available to attend to these particular illegal miners. As I've indicated, we've got hazardous gases underground. We have been advised accordingly. But also what is of key importance to communicate is that in most of the incidents that we have worked and as the SAPS and as the NUT joins, we've picked up that all these illegal miners are heavily armed. We have collected and seized 369 high-caliber firearms since this operation started in December in all the 7 provinces that we are operating. We've had confiscation of more than 10,000 rounds of ammunition. So we are obviously concerned about the risk, especially loss of life down there. Yeah. But we have provided that opportunity to say resurface. We are not blocking any route, exit or entry. We have merely deployed police officers to stand static there to ensure that no food, no water is taken down there, but also to ensure that no commodity that was mined illegally is brought up, and such things like drugs and firearms are also not brought up.